You have been running. Running after money. Running after opportunities. Running after doors that seemed forever locked. But hear me now. What you are chasing is already chasing you. What you are begging for has already bowed before your name. You believe you must struggle, strive, sweat, sacrifice your peace just to deserve a single coin. But I tell you this truth: the river does not strain to flow, the sun does not hustle to shine, and money, true money, is like that river, like that sun. It was never meant to be forced. It was meant to find you. You have been taught the lie of effort without alignment. You have been trained to move as if the universe cannot hear you. But right now, at this moment, the old pattern ends. Right now, the grinding and the grasping dissolve. Because after this, you will do nothing. And in the doing of nothing, the flow will begin. Do you feel the stillness rising inside you? That silence is not emptiness. That silence is power. The stillness is where creation speaks, and creation has heard your name. You see, when you stop chasing, you stop pushing money away. When you rest in your authority, money recognizes its master. Money does not follow the desperate. It follows the certain. It follows the soul that knows, I am already wealthy. I am already chosen. I am already provided for. Say it with me now: I do not chase. I do not beg. I do not strive. I stand still, and money comes to me. You are not a servant of money. You are its magnet. You are its throne. You are the field, and money is the harvest that cannot help but rise. Do you feel the shift? That sensation in your chest? That is the sound of chains breaking. The chains of not enough. The chains of too late. The chains of I must do more. Hear me. Your abundance is not earned. It is remembered. It is not achieved. It is allowed. It is not created by labor. It is called by your identity. And who are you? You are the one creation trusts. You are the one the universe cannot ignore. You are the voice that declares, and it is done. So today, I hand you a new declaration. Speak it. Own it. Guard it in your spirit like sacred fire. I do nothing, and money flows. Do not twist it. Do not question it. For the questioning is the old self. The doubting is the old program. And you, my friend, are no longer the old self. You are the one who commands by being. By breathing. By resting. By knowing. The oak tree does not chase the rain, yet the rain comes. The mountain does not beg the sky, yet the clouds gather. So it shall be with you. Money will appear where there was lack. Opportunities will arrange themselves like servants at your table. Checks, gifts, surprises. They will find your hand, your account, your home. Not because you strained, but because you stopped. Do nothing after this. Let your spirit sit upon the throne of certainty, and money will rush to prove that you were right all along. Now breathe, slow, deep, certain. Because the flow has already begun. The river of money flows naturally. It is not chased, it is allowed. This truth has been hidden from you, buried beneath years of conditioning that told you to run harder, push faster, fight longer, just to grasp a handful of coins. But look closely at nature. Look at the effortless dance of the stream that winds through the forest. Does it beg the earth to give it a path? No. It surrenders, and the path appears. Money is the same, a current already set in motion, waiting for you to release the grasping hand and simply open the palm. When you chase it, you push it further, like running after your own shadow. But when you stand still, you see the shadow was with you all along. Money is not the prize for your labor, it is the reflection of your belief, and belief is shaped not by strain, but by surrender. You have been taught that effort equals reward, that grinding equals growth, but have you not noticed how often the hardest workers remain in lack? How often those who labor endlessly still live in scarcity? Yet the ones who appear calm, the ones who seem to flow through life with ease, they attract opportunities, they attract abundance, and money seems to move toward them as if by unseen law. The truth is this: money flows in harmony with the river of your spirit. It does not answer the cry of desperation, it answers the voice of alignment. And alignment begins when you stop chasing what is already running to meet you. Imagine standing at the edge of a great river. The water is rushing, the the current is strong, and you hold a bucket in your hand. You do not need to chase the river, you do not need to command the water to flow, you only need to place your bucket in its stream. The river supplies without resistance, without hesitation, without limit. Money is like that river. When you align with the current, when you trust that the river exists for you, it fills your vessel. But when you run downstream, begging it to come faster, you move away from the very abundance that was right beneath your feet. The river of money flows naturally, but only the still soul can see it. When your mind is restless, when fear grips you, when doubt becomes your prayer, you blind yourself to the waters already moving. You may walk past opportunities disguised as coincidences, overlook doors disguised as delays, because your eyes are fixed on the chase rather than the flow. But when you choose stillness, when you rest in trust, when you declare, "I allow," suddenly the hidden river rises before you. Ideas appear, doors open, resources gather. Not because you worked harder, but because you aligned deeper. The secret has never been in chasing. The secret has always been in allowing. Just as the tree does not chase the rain, yet the rain nourishes it in season. Just as the flower does not run after the sun, yet the sun bends its rays to touch its petals. You, too, are designed to be nourished without struggle. The wealth of the universe is coded into your being, waiting for permission to flow. The permission does not come from your sweat, it comes from your stillness, from your certainty, from your faith in the unseen supply that is more real than the coins in your hand. The river of money does not belong to the chosen few. It belongs to those who remember. Remember that you are not separate from the source. Remember that you are not empty seeking to be filled. You are a magnet, a vessel, a field already rich, already blessed. When you step into that remembrance, the river cannot help but find you. Just as gravity pulls the waters to the ocean, so abundance pulls itself to the one who has stopped resisting with fear. Think of the moments in your life when money appeared unexpectedly, when a gift, an opportunity, a check, a chance encounter brought provision without your planning. Did you strain for it? Or did it come as if carried by invisible hands? That is the natural flow, the effortless design of wealth. It is not meant to be earned by exhaustion, but allowed through expectation. The more you trust the river, the more it gives. The more you doubt it, the more you stand on the shore, thirsty though surrounded by water. So let the chase end. Let the running stop. Stand where you are and declare, "The river of money flows to me, I need not chase it." Place your bucket in the stream by believing, by opening your spirit, by allowing. And watch how the current responds, rushing to fill every space that was once empty, proving that abundance was never absent, only unseen. Stillness is power. By doing nothing, you align with everything. This is the paradox the world never taught you, the mystery hidden behind the noise of constant striving. You were told to hustle, to push, to prove yourself, but in the quiet you discover a truth deeper than effort. In the silence, you find the authority that moves mountains without lifting a hand. Stillness is not weakness, it is not passivity. It is the throne where your spirit takes its rightful seat and commands the unseen forces of life. When you rest, when you breathe, when you cease the frantic movement, you are not stopping creation, you are sensing with it. You are stepping into the rhythm already beating beneath the surface of everything. Doing nothing is not idleness. It is not laziness. It is not waiting helplessly. Doing nothing is the sacred act of alignment, where you stop running in circles and allow the circle of creation to surround you. It is the moment when the current of life carries you, when you cease to fight against the river and let it pull you into its abundance. In stillness, you are no longer begging life for scraps. You are acknowledging that all of life has been waiting to give itself to you. Think of the seed in the soil. It does not strive, it does not labor, it does not force itself to grow, it rests. It allows the soil, the sun, the rain, and the invisible hand of creation to do what they were designed to do, and in time, it breaks open, it rises, it blossoms. Stillness is that seed state, where growth is inevitable, where abundance is guaranteed, because you have surrendered to the larger order of life. You do nothing, yet everything is being done. The world praises constant motion, endless striving, relentless effort, yet how many move and never arrive? How many push and never possess? But those who learn stillness discover a higher law. They move less, but accomplish more. They chase nothing, yet attract everything. Because alignment is not about quantity of action, but quality of energy. When your energy is aligned, a single step carries more power than 1,000 restless motions. You have mistaken noise for progress, business for worth, exhaustion for proof of value. But the universe is not impressed by your struggle. It does not reward chaos. It rewards harmony. And harmony is found in stillness. The moment you quiet the fear, the moment you hush the doubt, the moment you stand in certainty, the world rearranges itself around you. Circumstances shift. People appear, money flows, doors open. Not because you forced them, but because you aligned with the rhythm already written for you. Stillness is power, because it connects you to the unseen. In the quiet, you hear the whispers of guidance that were drowned out by noise. In the calm, you see the opportunities that frantic eyes overlook. In the pause, you allow your spirit to rise above the storm and command the winds. Doing nothing does not mean nothing happens. It means everything that truly matters begins to happen without resistance. The oak tree does not wrestle with the wind, yet it stands unmoved. The stars do not strive to shine, yet they light the night. So it is with you. You are not here to grind your soul into dust. You are here to radiate with the authority of one who knows they are backed by creation itself. Your wealth, your opportunities, your blessings do not come from force, they come from flow. And flow is born in stillness. When you choose stillness, you choose to step out of the chaos of the world's illusions. You step out of scarcity, out of panic, out of the belief that you must fight to survive. Instead, you step into the truth that all things are already moving in your favor. The silence is not empty, it is full of unseen currents arranging themselves on your behalf. By doing nothing, you give permission for everything to come together without your interference. Think of the moments in your life when clarity came in the pause, when the answer appeared not in struggle but in rest, when the solution revealed itself the moment you stopped forcing it. That is the proof of the law of stillness. When you stop pressing, life unfolds. When you stop chasing, life delivers. When you stop doubting, life reveals the abundance that was hidden in plain sight. Stillness is power because it declares, I am enough. I am whole. I am provided for. I am in rhythm with the universe. And from that place, you need not reach for money reaches for you. You need not strive for opportunity bends toward your presence. You need not beg for favor recognizes your name. By doing nothing, you align with everything. The energy of life, the rhythm of wealth, the flow of abundance all conspire to meet you where you are. The still spirit becomes the magnet, the throne, the center where all good things gather. You stand, you breathe, you allow, and the world cannot help but pour itself into your hands. Money responds to certainty, not desperation. This is a law written into the fabric of creation, a law older than time itself, yet so few ever learn it. You may have pleaded for money, prayed for it, chased it with trembling hands and anxious nights, but it seemed to slip through your fingers like water. The reason is not because money despises you, but because it cannot follow desperation. Desperation is the language of lack, and lack only multiplies itself. Certainty, however, is the vibration of kings and queens. Certainty is the frequency of divine authority, and money bends itself to that sound. Desperation is restless energy. It is the belief that something is missing, that something is beyond your reach, that you are unworthy until the outside world validates you. Desperation smells of fear, and fear repels abundance. It is like shouting into a cave and hearing only the echo of emptiness. But certainty is different. Certainty speaks once and knows it is heard. Certainty does not chase the echo, it waits for the answer, knowing the mountain must respond. Money is drawn to that voice. It recognizes power, It recognizes ownership. It recognizes the one who knows they are chosen. Consider the magnet. It does not strain to pull iron toward itself. It does not beg. It does not plead. It simply is what it is, and its very being exerts a force. Certainty is your magnetism. It is not in how loudly you call for money, but in how deeply you know it belongs to you. When you radiate certainty, you shift the unseen, and the seen world must follow. People call it coincidence, luck, or chance, but it is not luck at all. It is law. Money cannot resist the pull of certainty, just as iron cannot resist the magnet. Think of those who seem to attract wealth easily. They do not run frantic, they do not operate in panic. They walk with a knowing, a calm assurance, and resources flow toward them. They are not richer because they worked harder, but because they vibrate with authority. They carry themselves as if money is already theirs, and the universe conspires to prove them right. Money does not create their certainty creates money. Desperation is the child of doubt. It comes from the illusion that you are separate from your supply. It makes you grasp at pennies while ignoring the river of gold already moving toward you. It makes you believe you must beg for scraps when you were meant to dine at the table of kings. Certainty, on the other hand, is the remembrance of your true identity. Certainty knows that you are not a beggar, but a vessel of abundance, not a stranger, but an heir. When you walk in that remembrance, your vibration shifts, and the flow of money shifts with it. Picture a king seated on his throne. He does not shout commands in fear, hoping someone will listen. He speaks once, calmly, and the entire kingdom moves. His power is not in the volume of his cry, but in the certainty of his authority. You are that king, that queen. When you speak with certainty, money obeys. When you command with assurance, doors open. When you decide that wealth is your birthright, circumstances rearrange themselves to fulfill that decree. Money is energy, and energy reads energy. When you radiate lack, money mirrors lack. When you radiate fear, money hides itself from you. But when you radiate certainty, money sees a safe dwelling place. It sees someone who will not abuse it, someone who will not cling to it in panic, someone who will not worship it but simply allow it to serve. Money seeks certainty because certainty is fertile ground. In desperation, money is wasted. In certainty, money multiplies. Think of a farmer planting seed. If he doubts the soil, if he fears the harvest, he digs up the seed again and again, destroying the cycle before it begins. That is desperation. But if he plants with confidence, trusting the unseen process, the harvest comes in due time. That is certainty. Money works in the same way. The desperate hand digs up the seed, but the certain heart allows the harvest. You may have been trained to believe that certainty is arrogance, that assurance is pride. But it is not pride to remember who you are. It is not arrogance to claim your inheritance. Certainty is not shouting, it is resting. It is not proving, it is knowing. It is the quiet conviction that says, I am wealthy because I am aligned. I am abundant because I am one with the source. I do not need to beg, I simply allow. A money responds to that tone. It recognizes its rightful owner. It does not run from the certain, it runs to them. It does not resist their call. It accelerates toward their presence. When you shift from desperation to certainty, you cross a threshold where miracles become natural and provision becomes inevitable. You no longer chase money. You embody the frequency that makes money chase you. Abundance is not earned, it is remembered and allowed. This is the truth that turns the world's teachings upside down. You were told from the beginning that you must struggle, that you must prove yourself worthy of every blessing, that you must work until your body breaks, before you can deserve the smallest portion of wealth. But creation never required such suffering of you. The universe does not measure your worth by the sweat of your brow. It measures nothing at all, because in truth, abundance was already woven into your being before you took your first breath. It was never a prize to be earned. It was your inheritance to be remembered. The illusion of earning is the prison of scarcity. It keeps you running in circles, forever chasing, never arriving. It tells you that you are incomplete, that something is missing, that if only you worked harder, faster, longer, then perhaps you would be worthy of the flow of money. But have you not seen how some labor endlessly and remain in lack, while others seem to attract wealth with ease? This is because abundance answers remembrance, not exhaustion. It answers alignment, not desperation. To remember abundance is to awaken from the dream of lack. It is to recall that you came from an infinite source, a source that never runs dry, a source that delights in your overflow. You are not here to beg for crumbs when you are heir to the bakery. You are not here to claw for pennies when rivers of gold already flow in your direction. You only forgot. You forgot the law of your being. You forgot the truth that nothing can be withheld from you, because everything is already yours in potential. Allowing is the key that unlocks what remembrance awakens. To allow is not to force, it is not to strive, it is not to scream at the door of heaven until it opens. To allow is to recognize that the door was never locked. It is to step into the truth that abundance longs to enter, but you have been the one closing the gate with doubt, with fear, with beliefs in unworthiness. Allowing is the act of opening the gate, of saying yes to what was always yours. Abundance does not need to be earned, because it is not a transaction, it is an identity. You do not work for it, you align with it. You do not prove yourself to it, you embody it. You are abundance walking in human form, and when you remember that, when you allow that, the outer world mirrors it back to you in the form of money, opportunities, gifts, and favor. The universe is like a mirror. It does not give you what you plead for, it gives you what you are certain of. When you identify with lack, it multiplies lack. When you identify with abundance, it multiplies abundance. Think of the child of a wealthy king. Does the child beg for food at the table? Does the child toil endlessly just to be fed? No, the child eats because it belongs to him by birthright. You are that child. You are heir to an infinite kingdom, yet you have been standing outside the gates like a stranger, knocking with desperation, forgetting the gates were never closed to you. Abundance waits for you to remember, and when you do, you step in and eat freely. Look at nature. The tree does not earn its rain. The bird does not earn its flight. The flower does not earn its fragrance. They exist, and because they exist, creation provides for them. So too with you. You exist, and your existence is proof of your entitlement to abundance. If creation takes care of the sparrow, will it not take care of you, who carries the breath of the infinite within your chest? But you must allow. And allowing means surrendering the illusion that you are separate from supply. It means letting go of the belief that you must qualify, that you must prove yourself, that you must earn what was already yours. It means shifting from striving to receiving, from begging to embodying, from forcing to flowing. Abundance is not a future reward, it is a present reality waiting for you to step into. Every time you feel scarcity, every time you feel fear, it is only the forgetting. It is the illusion whispering that you are small, that you are empty, that you must do more before you deserve. But remembrance speaks louder. You are already enough, you are already chosen, you are already wealthy in the unseen. The moment you remember, the moment you allow, the unseen becomes seen. Money appears, doors open, opportunities find you, because they were waiting for you to awaken to your role as heir. Abundance is not earned. It is remembered and allowed. The effort is not in working harder, but in releasing the lie of lack. The task is not in striving, but in returning to the truth of who you are. The power is not in what you force, but in what you permit. When you remember, you stop chasing. When you allow, you stop resisting. And when you stop resisting, abundance flows as naturally as breath, as certainly as sunrise, as faithfully as the river running to the sea. You are not a servant of money, you are its magnet and throne. This truth shatters centuries of conditioning that has chained humanity to the illusion of servitude. You were taught to labor for money, to bend your back beneath its weight, to see it as a master that must be obeyed. You were told your worth is measured by how much you can gather, and if you fail to gather enough, you are less. But money was never meant to be your ruler. It was meant to be your servant. It was meant to recognize you, to follow you, to flow toward you as a river bends toward the sea. You are the throne upon which abundance bows, and the magnet that makes wealth answer your presence. Money does not possess a will of its own. It carries no soul, no spirit, no identity. It is energy, neutral until directed. It is paper, metal, numbers, symbols waiting to be given meaning. And the meaning it takes is the meaning you give it. If you see money as your master, it will act as your master, always demanding, never satisfying, always reminding you of its power over you. But if you see money as your servant, it bows before your authority. It takes shape as you decide. It multiplies at your command. It obeys the one who knows they were never born to serve it. Think of the magnet and the iron. The magnet does not chase, it does not plead, it does not bow. It simply radiates a field, and the iron responds. That is your role with money. You radiate certainty, worth, authority. And money cannot help but gather around you. The field of your belief, the field of your identity, pulls it closer, not because you ran after it, but because you remembered that you are the source of its movement. Money does not move on its own. It moves by the signal you emit. When you see yourself as a servant, your signal is lack. You say, I need you. I cannot live without you. I am incomplete without your presence. That vibration pushes money away, because desperation repels. But when you stand as the throne, you declare, I am whole, I am abundant, I am more than enough whether you show up today or tomorrow. And that vibration becomes irresistible. Money finds its way to you, because you no longer stand beneath it. You stand above it. The throne is not arrogance, it is alignment. To sit upon the throne is to recognize the divine order of life. The Creator did not place you here to be enslaved by numbers in a bank account. The Creator placed you here as a vessel of abundance, as a ruler over resources, as a steward who commands energy into form. Money is energy, and energy bows to consciousness. You are that consciousness. You are the mind, the spirit, the presence that directs money's flow. Look at the world around you. Those who serve money never find rest. They chase, they strive, they sacrifice peace, health, relationships. Yet the money they chase slips like sand through their hands. But those who sit as the throne, those who understand they are magnets, they attract without effort. They move with calm assurance, and money bends itself toward their lives. Opportunities open, favor multiplies. Doors appear not because they begged, but because they carried themselves as rulers, not servants. You must decide how you see yourself. If you are a servant of money, you will always be beneath it, forever chasing, never catching. But if you are the throne, you know money is not your source. It is your servant. You know money is not your master. It is your messenger. You know money is not the giver of your identity. It is the reflection of it. You shift from worshiping money to commanding it, from fearing money to blessing it, from being enslaved by it to being empowered through it. You are a magnet, and magnets do not question their pull. They do not doubt their field. They simply exist in their nature, and attraction is inevitable. Your nature is wealth, your vibration is abundance, your presence is authority. When you stand in that truth, when you stop shrinking beneath the illusion of lack, you become irresistible to money. You become the one it follows, the one it seeks, the one it bows before. You are the throne, and thrones are not moved by storms. Thrones are not shaken by scarcity. Thrones are not lowered by fear. The throne is steady, certain, unmoved, and money recognizes that stability. Money rushes to serve where stability resides. Money flows to the place where it is not idolized, but honored as a tool. It seeks the hands of those who know they are greater than it, because those are the hands that will multiply it, guide it, and use it as creation intended. To be the throne is to rise above the illusion of servitude. To be the magnet is to recognize your unseen field. Money answers presence, and your presence carries the mark of sovereignty. You need not beg, you need not chase, you need not worship. You need only sit in the truth of who you are, radiating certainty, and money has no choice but to flow. The declaration, I do nothing, and money flows, becomes the key that unlocks wealth. It is not simply a phrase, it is a spiritual command, a vibration released into the unseen that reshapes reality itself. Words are not empty. Words are creative forces. They are the seed of worlds, the spark of manifestation, the bridges between the invisible and the visible. When you speak this declaration, you are not making a casual wish. You are proclaiming an eternal law that abundance does not depend on effort, but on alignment. You are speaking directly to the river of supply, reminding it of its duty to flow toward you. The world taught you to declare lack, to affirm fear, to speak the language of not enough. You said things like, I can't afford it. Money is hard to come by. I don't know if it will work out. And those words became chains around your wealth, invisible walls keeping money at a distance. But the moment you shift your declaration, the moment you say, I do nothing, and money flows, you tear down those walls. You release the river that was dammed by your old speech. You create a new pattern, a new agreement with the universe, one in which ease replaces struggle, one in which flow replaces fight. Declarations carry power because they are identity statements. When you say, I do nothing, and money flows, you are not just describing an event, you are embodying a role. You are stepping into the identity of one who does not chase, one who does not strive, one who does not beg. You are stepping into the role of the magnet, the throne, the one who knows money bends to them. An identity is everything. The universe does not give you what you want, it gives you what you are. When you declare with conviction, you shift your being, and what you are shifts what you attract. This is not about passivity, it is about power. Doing nothing does not mean refusing to act, it means refusing to act from fear. It means refusing to scramble, refusing to grasp, refusing to force. It means acting only from certainty, from alignment, from inspiration. And when you hold the declaration, when you remind yourself daily that, I do nothing, and money flows, you silence the old voices that demanded you prove yourself by exhaustion. You remind your spirit that ease is your natural state, that abundance is your natural inheritance. Think of how the earth responds to the sun. The sun does not labor to shine, it simply radiates, and the earth receives. Seasons change, crops grow, rivers move, all because the sun holds its place and shines. You are that sun. When you hold your declaration, you radiate a frequency that makes the world rearrange itself around you. Money flows, opportunities grow, resources move, not because you chased them, but because you remembered your nature. Every declaration creates an echo. When you speak, I do nothing, and money flows, that echo reverberates into the unseen, calling forth people, situations, and openings that align with those words. You may not see the movement at first, but the echo is arranging everything behind the curtain. Just as the seed germinates before it breaks the soil, your declaration stirs the unseen before it reveals itself in the visible. The longer you hold it, the stronger the echo grows, and soon what was once unseen becomes undeniable. But the power of a declaration is not in repeating it without belief. It is infusing it with certainty. It is in saying it not as a hope, but as a command. If you whisper it with doubt, the vibration is weak. If you proclaim it with authority, the vibration is irresistible. When you declare, I do nothing, and money flows, do it as one who knows they are backed by infinite supply. Do it as one who knows their words are law. Do it as one who knows creation is waiting to obey. Your declaration is the key, but the lock it opens is within your mind. The door to abundance was never closed by the universe, it was closed by your beliefs. Each time you speak the declaration, you are unlocking that inner door, you are unlearning the lies of lack, you are breaking the cycle of striving. And when the door opens, the flow that was always meant for you pours in without resistance. The mind may try to argue. It may say, how can money come if I do nothing? How can wealth appear without my effort? But you silence the mind with truth. You remind it of the oak tree that does nothing yet grows strong, of the river that does nothing yet carves valleys, of the stars that do nothing yet light the skies. Effort does not create abundance, existence does. And your existence is already abundant. When you repeat the declaration, when you etch it into your spirit, you begin to walk differently, you begin to expect differently, you begin to see differently. You stop searching for evidence of lack and start noticing the flow of supply that was always moving toward you. Checks arrive, opportunities appear, gifts come, not as miracles, but as natural responses to your new identity. For the one who declares, "I do nothing, and money flows," becomes the one who embodies flow. And once you embody flow, the outer world must match it.